Alright, I'm just getting my stream started today. I'm working on this painting. I forgot to clean my brush last time, so it's wasted. Let's see if I have another one. I'm sure I do. Here we go. This is a good one. I generally have a big box of brushes, box of extra brushes that I have to work on. Blue, blue, blue. Alright. So I'm just kind of getting settled in at the moment. Okay. Alright, so I'm just kind of getting settled in. When I left off, I was working on these gourds, so I'm going to come back to them. There's just so many gourds. Alright, I'm trying to get back to this, whatever color I had mixed before. I'm trying to find it again. Alright, this down to a little bit more of a brown. Yeah, that'll do. I don't want to get it too bright too fast. Well, hi. These are gourds. Gourds are they're a kind of squash, so they're similar to a pumpkin, but when they dry out, uh, they get hard. And people use them for decoration, so they're looking gorgeous. So I have just started my painting marathon for the weekend because Kirsten and Finley left this morning for Arkansas, so I am a bachelor for the weekend, whatever that means. Um, so yeah, yeah, you can make uh, birdhouses out of them, and I have some seeds to grow some, but I don't think I'm going to because they get real big. But I actually have one here to show. It is crunch time, but I have to pace myself because I'm gonna be painting for a long time. So this is a gourd that I have here that's been painted and wood burned. And then the top is cut open. So it is a lot like a pumpkin, but it has a very thin. It has a much well actually it has a thicker skin than a pumpkin, and when the skin dries out, it gets really hard. So yeah, this is my pumpkin. All right, have a good day. Have a great weekend. For some reason, my multi-stream isn't nothing's showing up on it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, her grandma still is in Arkansas, so she's going to visit her grandma because her grandma was just put on. Oh, what's it called? I don't remember what it's called. Um, she's having a rough go of it. So Kirsten and Finley went down to Arkansas to see her grandma, but I need to get the painting done, so I'm going to be working on it instead. Um, yeah, that's right. So she was put on hospice this last week, and so she thought she'd go down and see her. It's bittersweet, you know. She's she's at that time. She's ready. uh, but so we're hoping that they have a good visit, and because this will probably be their last visit, her last visit. Um, yeah. But this is actually my neighbor hand paints and decorates gourds. And she actually has all these gourds. It's crazy. She has a room that's just full of gourds. And so after I took this picture, I came back to my studio and was talking about gourds, and I was like, I actually have a gourd right here. So I did pull this one out, and I'm like, where did I get this? Where did I get this gourd from? I was like, I remember buying it at some Old North event when we first got here from Rwanda. So I looked at the bottom, and it's dated 2016, which was the year when we bought it, and GRH. That's the initials of this woman here. So this actually, I didn't even realize that I had bought a gourd from her uh, like 5 years ago, but I didn't know her then. I didn't know anything about Old North then. Um, so now it's like, oh, obviously I got it from her name's Gail. Um, like, oh, our gourd is actually from her, so that's pretty cool. But she said people know she works on gourds, so sometimes there are she has people who grow gourds but don't decorate them will give her their gourds. So on the other side of this room, she has just like big construction bags piled up full of gourds that people have given her. So she doesn't have any. She'll never run out of gourds. But then she grows them every year. She has like a she built has this structure built that she grows them on. Um, which on this house that I'm painting, I'm gonna paint that structure in and have some of these gourds growing on the outside, so you can kind of see that she does grow these herself. And they come in different styles. Like this one up here, it's this weird like the necks can get really long on some of them and make this big twist around thing. They're really fun to look at. There's a lot of different kinds and they grow in different ways. So she did send me some pictures of what her um, structure looks like when it's laden with gourds. I think one of the VeggieTales characters is a gourd. They're either gourd or like a. They kind of look like a butternut squash, which that makes me want some butternut squash. That sounds great. Oh man. All right. I feel like of all of the spaces that I'm painting in here, this is the one that I've changed the least. This is pretty much exactly what her room looks like. The rest of them I've made some changes to. So, Mom, if you would like some gourd decorations, I know a lady that does some really good work in gourd. We could bring you one in in June. They actually make really good fall decorations because they're already fall colors, and that's usually when they're like ready anyway. It's when they look like this. Yeah, we actually have some that we put plants in as well. That we grow plants in the gourd. Usually we'll have a pot that will slip down inside. We have one upstairs that. But sometimes you'll see they can be painted to look like little snowmen. Those ones are really cute, little snowman gourds. You do really like snowman decorations? I think we have one because sometimes these can be really big, but you can also get really small gourds. So we have a snowman gourd that's like this big, and it's a little Christmas ornament. But gourds were used in Rwanda a lot too because you can use them to hold liquids because they're as long as you're not leaving liquids in them, storing liquids in them, they're pretty waterproof. Not for long periods of time, but so people would make sorghum beer in gourds. Sometimes they would make banana beer, but also they you would see for ceremonies for some things they would put sometimes they would put milk in a gourd, and then there's also a musical instrument that I made when I was there called an umuduri that uses a traditional Rwandan instrument that it's a stick that just has one string that's tightened to make the stick into kind of like a bow and arrow bow. It looks kind of like that, but then it has a gourd tied to one end of it with the hole on the outside so that it makes a resonance chamber. Let me see if I can find a gourd, an umuduri. It's hard to explain what it looks like. Umuduri. and it's an instrument. It's a stringed instrument, but it only has one string. There's what it looks like. So I can share my screen. I don't know why I said it like that. This is what an umuduri looks like. So it has the gourd on the end, and then just a stick and one string. And traditionally, it would be played with you use a stick to hit the string to make the sound. I should see if I'm sure there's a video of someone playing umuduri. Here we go. Trois. So it is a traditional instrument of abattoir. I need to turn my desktop audio on. So if you want to hear some umuduri. Some people are better at it than others. Let me see if I can find one that's a little better. Alright, I'm going to leave that open because I'm definitely going to come back and watch that again later. Oh, I didn't transition, so you didn't see it. Oh, silly me. Here, let me bring it back up. So this is what he's playing. Let's zoom it out. You can see that he's holding the gourd against his body. And when you hold the gourd against the body, it kind of muffles the sound, and then he can pull it out to get it to resonate more. So that's what playing it looks like. That they have two sticks that they hit it with. So it's an interesting instrument because it's kind of it's a percussion instrument, but then it's also I mean, it's a stringed instrument. So they play it a little bit more like a percussion instrument, and they get two notes out of it. Some people that are really good at playing umuduri can use one finger to kind of move up and down and get some more notes out of it. And so that it can be really interesting to watch, but it's kind of like a precursor to what would eventually become a banjo. But it's a really traditional instrument. You don't find people playing them that often. It's more of like a folk instrument. It's more like here when you see someone playing like I don't know, what's a like a cigar box banjo or something like that, or like a kazoo or a harmonica. You don't see it that much. I don't know what's like what kind of instrument is invented in the Americas? I guess like a potato pipe, maybe. I would say that all Rwandan music is made for dancing. I'm going to get a little bit of a different highlight color so that they're not all exactly uniform. Okay, now I'm going to bring out some stronger highlights on just on some of these. A bit stronger than that. Oops, that was too much. I got paint on my hand. I got paint on my laptop. Oh my. What have I done? So, at the beginning of the pandemic, I bought a new laptop. Uh, and like, I bought a new laptop, and like 2 days later, my laptop died that I was using before. And when this next round of that's what I used my last COVID check on. But I started doing so much more digital work and streaming and all of the stuff that my new laptop is getting pushed to its limits. And I'm realizing I need a more powerful laptop again. So I, on Wednesday, no, on Thursday morning, when the new round of COVID checks came, I bought a new laptop again. And then Thursday afternoon in my class, I spilled my soda right my um, on my laptop keyboard, and now I'm getting paint all over it. It does seem to be like whenever I buy a new laptop, my old laptop just immediately dies. Don't know what's going on, but I am excited for my new laptop coming. I'm going to do so once I get this done, I'm going to have some time to do a lot of digital work, and I'll have a lot of capacity to do more digital work. So I'm very excited. All right, so I can always come back to these. I'm going to go ahead and paint this shelf in. To clean my brush off. Do, 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 do. All right, so lots of time with the girls. That sounds nice. Um, she's setting up her new office tomorrow. That's so cool. I got sent a call for entry um, for an art opportunity in St. Louis yesterday. It's the Missouri History Museum, is wanting to do a color St. Louis is what they're going to call it. They're going to have an exhibit of historic St. Louis architecture, but they're looking for someone to design basically coloring book illustrations of St. Louis architecture through history, and then they're gonna have it printed on dry erase um, dry erase board so that people can come and color the buildings with dry erase markers. And I think it sounds really cool, but they're wanting someone that can kind of do some line illustrations of architecture, but then also wanting them to fit together in a space, kind of like what I did on this project. Very similar to this project. So I'm really, but simpler, much simpler. So I think I have a decent shot at it. It just depends on if any architects decide to apply, because they tend to. I don't know if they're wanting it to be more of an architectural rendering. There are people that do that for a living, so we'll see. I figure I'll apply, see what happens. But um, everything's going to be printed out into murals that are. There's going to be 50 buildings in all, uh, and each one's going to be printed 5.5 feet tall and 5.5 feet wide. Massive. Which something that they're going to find. No, it's fine. Yeah, it's actually going to be two giant dry erase murals. I think it sounds awesome. Um, and I think it's a good idea because they plan so far ahead. By the time it's done, COVID, everything will be open again. The number of people vaccinated by then will be very high, um, and people are going to love going and doing things and touching things. So having something that's interactive that you can actually touch it, I think people will be really excited about. Seems a little weird to think about, um, like going and having everyone touching a markers and touching a board, and but we will get back there. We will get back to that eventually. It's bound to happen eventually. Well, thanks, Michael Barker. I'm glad that you like it. Um, so, if you're not familiar with what it is that I'm painting, if you haven't seen it before, uh, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the whole painting so you can see it. So, this is what the whole painting looks like. And so I'm painting the basements of these houses, and this is the last one that I have to do before I'm done with the basements. So I have to get this done today. Um, my plan is to get this whole painting finished by the end of tomorrow. Woohoo! It's like I don't have that much left to do. None of it is like important detail stuff that's left after after this, but there still is just quite a bit of, excuse me, space to cover. I got hiccups. Hey Ed, how's it going? Look how close I am to being done with this thing. Oh, and Ed, you should check out the Missouri History Museum call for entries as well. Might be something you'd be interested in. Lots of illustrations of architecture. What have I done? I was just not thinking and I just mixed more gourd color. I'm not painting gourds right now. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna get this zoomed back in. We need more of a gray color. So I think I have decided I need to get a new chair. I like my chair. It came from the courthouse downtown when they threw a bunch of stuff out. But then it's realizing I spend so many hours sitting in this hard wooden chair. I need to just invest the money and get something that I'm actually comfortable sitting in. It's just whenever I think about the things that I want in life, chair is never high on the list. I don't know. I don't know why. I never think, oh, I'm gonna go buy a new chair. That sounds fun. There's another person that I think would be really good for the Missouri History Museum. They're on Instagram. I can't remember their name. It's like they sketch buildings um, in St. Louis. Sketchy City. That's what they're called. Sketchy City. Uh, they just make architectural sketches of St. Louis, and they're fantastic. I love them. They're Some of them are better than others, and they're definitely getting better with time. Um, and I don't even know who this actual person is, but yeah, they're really cool. Sketchy City. They're gonna do an exhibit called Color St. Louis, so it's making a bunch of line illustrations of architecture, of historic architecture in St. Louis, and it's gonna be like I think it's gonna be 20 20 commercial buildings in St. Louis history and 30 residential buildings. And they're going to be printed at about 6 foot by 6 foot a piece onto dry erase boards that so people will be able to come and color historic buildings. Let's see, that's my. Move my chair a little bit closer. There we go. Oh, I see. That's supposed to be. All right. Now I need. Let's see. That goes here. That should be about to there. All right. Close. Close, close, close. So right now I'm listening to somebody talk about clowns, and they're talking about cute clowns versus scary clowns. I don't think there's cute clowns. I don't think there's any cute clowns. I don't know. So someone on Twitch just said there saw my Instagram post, saw that I'm doing a marathon. How's it going? It's going all right. I'm painting some shelves with gourds on it. Seba is going well. Yeah, it's going. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's doing fine. Um, so this painting that I'm working on is I need to get it done. I need to get it done before Monday because that gives it a week to become to dry. Because I'm delivering it the following Monday. So uh, this painting is very big. So right now I'm working on this area right here. All of these other basements in it are more or less done. Um, so once I get this area done, then I'll be attacking the whole thing, just like painting the space between all the basements with like, I don't know, I guess I need to look up what sewers look like and that kind of stuff. There's some rats in there. Maybe not rats, I don't know. But this is, yeah, this is what the whole painting looks like. It's 12 feet long, and I'm tired of working on it. So my plan is this weekend to just power through, get this painting done, um, and then next week I can work on getting it stretched. We need to build a stretcher for it, which is a very large, very large stretcher. And then I do have a friend of mine that's gonna help me out and let me use his flatbed trailer to deliver it in next week. So because I can't move it. I actually can't even move it out of the basement without taking it apart. It's too big. So I have to roll it up, take it upstairs, unroll it, and stretch it up there, and I'll end up finishing it in my living room. So if I had a smaller house, then I wouldn't be able to paint this picture. It would be too big. The place that I was hired through to do this painting, it's a art company. They help places find artists. Um, they offered for it to have me paint it much smaller, and then they would print and then photograph it and print it on vinyl, full size, and then we could just glue it onto the wall. And I'm like, no, I want to paint it. Now I'm thinking, you know what? That would have been okay. Of course, the problem is if I made it smaller, there's so much going on in this that I don't think I could paint it smaller. If I painted it smaller, then all these details would be gone. I wouldn't be able to paint them, I guess. But my mock-up for this that I sent them is just I sent them lots of sample images. Um, and so my mock-up that I sent them, my initial mock-up was a quick digital sketch, but then they wanted like more finalized what houses are going to be in it, what they're going to look like. Um, and they, um, so what I sent them was just kind of a line drawing, a digital line drawing of these houses, which it turns out that's exactly what the Missouri History Museum is looking for. So I already have my sample to send to them because I can just use the one that I used for that project. It'd be like essentially what the History Museum is wanting is my initial sketches that I did for this project, but then stopping there. Use rabbit glue to attach it to the wall. Archival. That's a lot of rabbit glue. How many rabbits do I have to kill to? That's a lot of rabbit glue. Um, no, I'm gonna stretch it um, on. It'll be. I'll build an oak stretcher. It'll be a massive thing. um, but I do think I'm going to put on the front of the stretcher. I do think I'm going to attach some hardboard so that after I stretch it around there, it won't have this give to it. It'll be a little bit more solid. Maybe I should glue it onto the stretcher. Then it would be like I wouldn't use rabbit skin glue though. That's we attached one at McKinley High School, 8 foot high and 24 feet long. Yeah, you got to have glue that's gonna really stick forever. And you use rabbit skin glue for that? I'm gonna have to talk to my rabbit skin guy. Reattached. See, I was thinking if I was gonna glue it, I would use Yes Glue, but I would be gluing it onto the stretcher, and it's actually stapled onto the stretcher in the back. Um, the Yes Glue works well for covering large surfaces, and it's archival, acid free. See, I always hated painting on canvas, and I didn't for years. I just stopped. But these last couple paintings that I've done have been big enough that like I've kind of just had to do it on canvas. And when I did, I bought premium canvas because I'm like if I'm stretching something this massive, obviously I'm buying just a giant roll of canvas. Um, so I bought this premium canvas, and it makes all the difference. This stuff is wonderful. And I just feel like, how come no one told me that, like, the pre-stretched canvases that you buy, they're just not very good. It's almost like they're trying to save money. 'Cause it's like I've had store-bought pre-stretched canvases that, I mean, this is stretched across 5 feet, and it does have some give to it. It bounces a little bit, but I can put my hand. I like this. Not much. It doesn't have that much give to it. I've had store-bought canvases that are like 2 feet wide that bounce more than this. So I've decided never buying pre-stretched canvas again. Not that I have in years, but um, like for this wall ball event that I just did, I got the canvas. The canvases are donated, but it's the first time in over a year that I've used a store-bought canvas, and it's not the same quality. Mm. Need to fudge that a little bit. Come back to it. I'm supposed to talk more? I'm sorry. Sometimes you just get going and you know how it is. Uh, yeah, you're right. I am supposed to talk more. You run out of things to talk about. So, this bread I made yesterday, I thought it was great, but some people on the internet say that it looks like mold because it's blue. And Finley was great. He had a great day yesterday. We went to IKEA, and he did great because Kirsten wanted to go to IKEA. She had some. She wanted to get some mostly good ideas for decorating our third floor. She went on spring break yesterday. As of now, she's on spring break. Um, so she's like, "Well, I want to do something. I want to get something looking nice." So we had a good time. Finley had picked out some dinosaur stuffed animals that they had there, and then we came home and played. He his new thing is like he wants to do movies, but he doesn't want to watch movies. He wants to make movies with his stuffed animals, and we all have to participate. And it's very creative, all over the place. He has like his different animals, his different stuffed animals have different personalities. So like yesterday he was doing I'm gonna listen. Yesterday he was doing we were building monsters and then destroying them. So we were going to build a monster, and then his stuffed animals would destroy the monster. He loves monsters. And so we built, he had to get all of the animals around to be ready to fight the monster after it's built. So he was setting up all those animals, and he's like, Big Bear is going to fight the monster first. Little Bear is not allowed to fight the monster because Big Bear won't let him because it's too dangerous. And then he's like, Chameleon is going to be up here where he can watch everyone fight the monster, but he's not going to fight the monster. But his moose, which is what's his moose's name? It has a silly name, like player piano moose, because the moose plays the piano. Apparently, it's like the moose is not gonna watch. He's gonna be over here because he's too scared. It's too scary for the moose, and so he has like all of these like stories surrounding all of his stuffed animals. They have different personalities. Like even this last week built houses for him in our living room. So he took all of our like cardboard boxes and things and built little houses, which really just made a mess of the house. But we're like, okay, whatever. He's building houses, and but he's like, some of them live together because they're families. Some of them are roommates, but some of them live alone because they don't really like being around other people so much. So he's decided which of his stuffed animals are introverted and which ones are extroverts, and like he has this. It's like this whole world. So yesterday I just kind of hung around while he did his thing and just watched him do this big story. Ended up he did make a monster out of some toys, and then just toys and books that were stacked up, and then destroyed it. And then we played in a sandbox for a while, digging for old things. And then we made some bread. And I let him choose how much of the ingredients to put in. Well, more or less, let him choose. And let him choose the color of the bread and the flavor of the bread. So I got spices out and let him smell the spices, and based on the smell, decide what he wanted to put in the bread. So it ended up being onion powder, garlic powder, um, salt and pepper, which I think turned out great. Well, I mean, my family loved it, but it didn't. It did look a little weird. I'm not sure Blue Bread is. He needs a brother. He's been playing with a neighbor kid down the street. That is his best friend because we have some neighbors uh, that we're starting to get closer with. That they also have an only child that's a boy. So we have been trading off with them, watching each other's kids. Because what we find is you get a break whether their kid comes here or our kid goes there. It doesn't matter. It's still a break. So that's been really nice. But for a while he couldn't, just because of how it is. But he started hanging out with him again, and that's been really good for him to have his best friend down the street. They're going to be up to no good in no time. But we won't be producing any brothers for him. No siree. He's, but yeah, he does need other kids to play with and be around. Which we're very excited for things to start to get somewhat. I don't know. Things are starting to feel a little bit more normal. So last week, my wife and I both got vaccinated, and just it makes things seem like going back to normal is possible. Obviously, things won't be exactly the same, but going that direction. Because there's a lot of other kids in the neighborhood that are close in age to Finley, and we would love for him to be able to hang out with them and play with them, but it's just it's hard right now. But he at least does have the one friend, and he has been going to school. That's helpful too. I'm starting to realize that for kids going to school, the reason we send them to school has very little to do with them learning anything. And everything to do with hanging out with other kids and getting energy out and learning how to socialize, which is really hard. Finley has started to do a little bit better with not saying every single thing he thinks in public about everyone he sees. So it makes it less scary. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great day. Hopefully, we could get together soon. That sounds That's going to be a thing again. Thanks.
I think the sketchy website.
Let me get some music going in here. Do I have a charger down here? I don't, do I? I'm gonna need a phone charger. I'm gonna run upstairs really quick and get a phone charger, because otherwise my phone's gonna die. So I will be back in just a moment while I get my phone. Why am I dropping? Well, hi. Sorry, I was just on like slideshow. I'm back now. How's it going, Hambina? I don't need those. I just had to run up real quick. You like the slideshow? I needed a snack, so I'm just gonna munch on my bread, my weird blue bread. So my family is officially gone for the weekend, so I'm doing my own thing now. Oh, that's not bad. Two big quarters with double patties. I don't know what that is. Is it burgers or Corger's burgers? So I'm just ripping it off, but it's very weird. It's, it came out pretty good. It tastes pretty good, but the color is iffy. Oh, burgers. Still seems wrong, but at least sounds somewhat like food. So you had two big burgers with double patties and a pound of fries. Why would you eat that much food? That's way too much. No, the bread wasn't green for St. Patrick's Day. It's blue for Finley wanted it to be blue. Actually, we only had blue and green food coloring, and I asked Finley, I'm like, what color do you want? And he's like, I like black, so that one. He picked blue because it's closer to black. Call them burgers to make them sound more American? That doesn't sound more American to me. I've never heard anyone call it a burger. That's silly. Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want to listen to music or not. Just gonna close that. Uh, what are my plans for tonight? I'm obviously gonna party hard. My plans are to sit here in this chair. That's it. That's my plans. This afternoon, at some point, I might go outside. Um, I'll probably go to the hardware store to pick up some wood and something I need to fix my toilet. A new wax ring, which I'm gonna try those new not wax rings for the toilet. I'm very excited. I'm only bringing that up because I think my dad is watching and he would be very excited about the non-wax ring for the toilet. You watched Raya and the Dragon? How was it? My wife actually watched it with her one of her classes on Zoom. It was really good. All right, I'm gonna have to check it out. Uh-oh. He's having doubts about the non-wax toilet rings. Now I'm indecisive. Now I'm not so sure. See, our toilet is leaking, and the problem with having multiple floors to your house is if your toilet leaks, then you're leaking sewer water into the floor underneath, and that's gross. For you guys, it just leaks into the. If you have a problem with your toilet, it just goes into crawl space. Whatever. Nothing down there anyway. I mean, it's still gross, but this is good bread. So, Mom, I've been thinking. I think I'm going to bring my KitchenAid with me since we're driving out this summer. I'm thinking of bringing my KitchenAid, and then I can make pizza and bread. I could even bring my pizza stone. Unless unless Skylar or somebody has a pizza stone. But I feel like I have my pizza recipe down pretty well. Yeah, that's true. You're always happy to have one of us do some cooking. I've gotten some beef and lamb pepperoni, and it's really good. And so I've been making pizza. I got some regular pepperoni too, but then so that I can eat it, I'll put lamb or beef on mine. But I was thinking maybe one day while we're there, I could just have a day where I make a bunch of pizza crusts and everyone uh, can put toppings on their own pizza. So that way we can I could make a good pizza sauce, and then we could have like a store bought pizza sauce for those who like lame boring food like Dad, but don't like too much flavor, and the kids. Finley doesn't like his pizza sauce to have too much flavor either. But then I could maybe make like a white garlic sauce, and since everyone's making their own, we could have you could have some white white sauce pizza without upsetting the less adventurous eaters. Oh no, it doesn't take too much time. It would be fun to see movies with his animals. Maybe I'm gonna have to record. I'll have to make a video of him making a movie, and and get that uploaded. It is fun to watch. It's, but it's he has so many theories about his animals. And he got two new ones yesterday, so lots of new adventures to be had. He had a he had a crisis at IKEA because we told him he could get their stuffed animals. They're $5. We're like, he's really been wanting some kind of toy or animal because he watches Land Before Time at school sometimes. But yeah, he has a big llama. It's real big. So sometimes he watches Land Before Time at school. So he's really been wanting dinosaur toys like Land Before Time. And they had dinosaur stuffed animals. So we're like, they're $5. Like, you can get two. He goes over to the dinosaurs and he picks. Well, there were two sizes. There's the $5 size and then the $12 size. We're like, you can't get two of the big ones. You can get two of the little ones. And he's like, okay. Well, first he goes and he gets two of the big T-Rexes. I'm like, okay, you can't get two of these big. You can get one big stuffed animal or two little stuffed animals. He's like, all right, I'll get two little ones. So he gets two little T-Rexes. We're like, well, why are you going to get two of the same stuffed animal? And he's like, I want two. I'm like, okay, you said I could get two. I'm like, yeah, you can get two. But we figured you would get two different dinosaurs, not two of the exact same dinosaur. We don't want to get you two of the exact same stuffed animals. That's weird. Why would you even want that? I don't understand. Um, and apparently on Land Before Time, the scary dinosaurs that everyone runs from are the T-Rexes, and there's two of them. So on the movie, there's two T-Rexes, so he needs two T-Rexes. Eventually, we convinced him that getting two of the same stuffed animal is not ideal. And so he picked out two, but then he could not decide which two he wanted. It's like he wasn't upset that he couldn't get more than two. It's just there were too many choices for him to handle. It was just too much, and he had a really rough time. Maybe they're twins. Yeah, he ended up getting a T-Rex and a Triceratops, which we think is a much better choice. All right, that's not bad. All right, I'm gonna put my bread down. All right, yeah, let me know, because I don't want to get a bad toilet ring and then have an even leakier toilet. That sounds awful. And have a great day. Have an awesome weekend. Do 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 do. Okay. I think I'm gonna paint in this little area here. I want to start painting her, but I'm holding off. All right, let's see. I'm gonna need a little brush. Should be small enough. So Trisha Hall just sent me a message to tell me not to. I might be violating the terms of service. Oh no. I don't think enough people watch my stream for Twitch to care, to be honest. What did you do? Oh, I didn't do anything that bad. I've just... no, I'm just multi-streaming is all. But if you're not allowed to do it, then why does Streamlabs let you do it? Oh, I see. Well, I don't think you can stream it on Reddit at the same time. It has to, because they have their own streaming service. I don't know how to stream to Reddit from Streamlabs. Has Twitch tried being cooler? I do think Twitch is cool, and there's a lot that you can do that I'm excited to explore further. I've just haven't had time. But I will have time in a week. See, when I stream to Reddit, it's not the same. It's not multi-streaming. When I stream to Reddit, I do that from my phone. So that might actually not be a violation of the thingy, because it's not the same stream. It would be creating other content that Twitch wouldn't have any rights to. I feel like they can they really be like, you can't be doing other things while you're streaming? Like, it seems a little bit extreme. But obviously, streaming the same content in two places, that makes sense. And mostly the reason I wanted to do it to YouTube is just that, like, because Twitch streams go away, I really like being able to have a copy of these videos somewhere without having to go in and like download them, and especially when I stream with Finley. I would love for Finley to be able to, when he is older, go back and find these old streams and watch himself draw pictures as a 4-year-old. I think that seems really cool. It's like a weird automatic home video maker. Which no one watches my YouTube channel. I might just make them private. Barely anyone watches my Twitch, so, you know. Maybe if you add links here. Oh yeah, I need to do that. I do have a YouTube channel. It has stuff on it. I have some videos of making paint on there. What else do I have on my YouTube channel? My wall ball live stream from a couple weeks ago is on YouTube. I think I have like a music video of my wife and I singing from one year when we got snowed in. It's pretty stellar. I should see if I can find that. You would like it. Because we started this thing where we make, I might have told you about it before, we make we make music videos when we get snowed in because we can't go anywhere. And But this last one, I couldn't. The last one I couldn't do. We couldn't lip sync to the song because YouTube won't let you upload anything with a song in it. So it's frustrating. Let's see, where is that? I know it's here somewhere. Maybe it's, I don't see it. Where did it go? Well, now I'm frustrated because I was going to show you this horrid video. But no, I can't find it. Maybe it's on my wife's YouTube. Oh yeah, it's on my wife's YouTube. Oh dear. Well, I don't know if I want to send you to my wife's YouTube. I don't know if I want to show you this at all, if I'm being honest. It's pretty scary. Here, I'll send you a link. Why not? I'll just send you a link so I don't have to watch it. Are you not trustworthy? I don't think you are. No offense. What, you say you think you're trustworthy? You don't, well, I mean, your trustworthiness came into question the instant you came into my stream promoting a certain cartoon succubus that you may have forgotten you told me about. Oh, really? People are gonna come right now? Okay, cool. Well, hi, stream team, dream team. How's it going? That wasn't you? For some reason I thought that was you. Okay. Okay, good. For some reason I thought that was you. Wait, now thinking maybe it was you. Well, hi everybody that's here. Where did y'all come from? Oh, I'm painting. I'm painting this picture here. Right now I'm painting some little bottles on this shelf here. They're spray paint bottles. I'll let you see what it is that I'm painting. So, this is the full thing. I'm just right now working on one little section. You do daily raids. That's really cool. That sounds super fun. So yeah, it's a big painting. Let me see. Set my brush down, try not to make a big mess. So yeah, I'm working on this big giant thing. It has 7 houses on it, and then they each have a basement, and there's businesses that run out of the basement. But I'll go ahead and do a tour of it. Let's do that. Alright, so I've been working on this thing for a few months now. It has houses from all over St. Louis, Missouri. They're from different neighborhoods. And yeah, so I painted the top first. Got all of those done. And then I started working on the bottoms. So this one here is a music studio. And I find that when I start painting these, I tend to start adding more and more little details to them that I really don't have time to do, but I think I have like the Dark Side of the Moon and Boston albums here on the wall. And this is actually a local musician. His name's Justin Raw, here in St. Louis, and that's my father-in-law. This one here is my studio, so that's me painting, and then this is the painting that I'm painting. And if you look real close, you can see the painting there again. So that's some fun stuff. This one is my neighbor. She buys and sells things from estate sales and thrift stores and things like that. And there's like a sneaky appearance of Bernie Sanders with his awesome mittens in there. Let's see. This one here is actually my next door neighbor. She has a hair salon in her basement. So this is her. She's actually doing her husband's hair here. So that's pretty cool. Here I've got a friend of mine that he also works out of his basement, but he does taxes. But I kind of have him here representing all of the online things that people do, and I started painting this, and in his home office he has this blues blanket on the back of his chair, and so I painted this blues poster in here, but turns out he is not a blues fan. He is a whatever Chicago is, are they the Braves? I don't know. So I added a Chicago poster, and he and his fiance apparently don't see eye to eye about sports. And he has a wine cellar down here, which is fun. And then this one's another neighbor. She makes children's clothes. Yeah. And then I'm working on this one. And she makes quartz. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. I need to get this painting finished by Monday. That's my plan. So I'm kind of in a mad rush to get this done. Okay, let's see. You love that I put people in there that I know as characters. Yeah, it's been kind of fun. Oh no, it's fine. My wife and my son. I hate seeing the back of my head because then I know my hair's awful. All right, let's turn this back off. My wife and son are out of town for the weekend, so I have plenty of time. Plenty of time? Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I don't. Anyway. But it's good to take a break and pace myself. Because I'm going to be doing this for the whole weekend. So I'll be doing this all day today, probably all day tomorrow, to try to get it done. Because I need to deliver it next Monday. But it's oil paint, so it needs to dry for a little while before I deliver it. We've got a bald spot back there. Well, that's cool. Balding is distinguished. My wife likes bald men. What kind of a statement is that? Oh yeah. I just sent him a video that my wife and I made. We make music videos sometimes. My wife was always a big fan of, oh, who's that bald guy that's old now? Die Hard guy. Who's the Die Hard guy? Bruce Willis? Bruce Willis. When my wife was younger, she really liked Bruce Willis, and so it gives me hope that when I get old and bald, maybe she'll like me more. I don't know. Although I don't seem to be going bald. My hair just sometimes feels like it gets thicker. John McClane. Yeah, she had a big John McClane poster in her room when she was young. Oh, Patrick Stewart. Oh, I don't know if my wife has the hots for Patrick Stewart or not. I'll have to ask her next time I see her. Well, actually, she'll probably tune in here in the afternoon. I'll ask her. What are your thoughts on Patrick Stewart? I don't think he's exactly her type, to be honest. I painted a picture of Patrick Stewart once. It's hanging over my brother's fireplace. Well, it's a painting of Jean-Luc Picard playing what's the name of his flute? A ramekin? But not a ramekin. That's what you put ketchup in. I don't know. There's a name of Picard's flute, but it's him with his flute in a bathrobe. Yeah, I can't go wrong with. I love Patrick Stewart. I think he's great. I grew up on Star Trek, and then it was X-Men. Star Trek and X-Men. What a cool guy. So multiverse. Do you make art, or do you paint? Do you do anything like that? Do you have any cool hobbies? So I'm going to zoom in on her because I'm going to start painting her now. Jack of all trades, master of none. That's cool. Maybe if you jack all the trades long enough, you'll master all of them. That seems possible. So if you're wondering what she's doing, she's making gourds. These are obviously, she has shelves and shelves of gourds. And I do have one here that is from her. This is one of her gourds that she makes. I bought from her about 5 years ago. So she hand paints them, and the lines are all done with a wood burner. Some nice quality gourd craftsmanship. All right, let's zoom. I'm gonna zoom way in just to see. I'm gonna get this in focus. All right, have a great day. So you just like raid and raid and raid. You just raid for days. That's fantastic. Well, I'm going to be streaming all day today, all day tomorrow, probably all night. Who knows? So, yeah, come say hi. I feel like I really need to learn how raiding works. I've never raided anyone from my stream. I'm fairly new to this. I mean, I say I'm fairly new. Well, yeah, I've been doing this a few months, but I haven't had much time to, like, figure out the whole Twitch system. Is it really 1 p.m.? I guess I should eat lunch. That's why I'm so hungry. I feel like I'm gonna paint her shirt and then I'll take a break. Go get some lunch. Or should I just power through and eat this loaf of bread? No, I should take a break. I like her purple shirt. I think I need more purple shirts. I don't wear enough purple. It's a good color. All right. So I think maybe if I do get this painting done this weekend, I'd like to do some streaming that's just like nothing in particular. So I feel like since I started streaming, I've been working on these big projects. So when I first started streaming, I was working on a big painting of Colorado Springs. I've been working on these large commissions. And the thing about large commissions is that you spend days and days doing this same thing. And it's not quick. That I'm excited to take some time and do some just sitting down and sketching ideas, brainstorming. I feel like that's the more exciting part of art, of being an artist. I mean, this is exciting, I guess. Getting this done will be exciting. But anyway, I'm excited to spend some time not doing this painstaking little stuff and getting more into the idea making process. So something that I always find interesting is that the ideas for paintings like this, like the paintings take a long time, but the ideas are quick. Like the ideas are developed very quickly and usually are just like based on one or two sketches that I actually had the idea for this painting. I had while I was on a plane. I had seen the call for entry for it. And so I was on a plane just kind of brainstorming work. So the initial sketch that I made for this, I actually made on my laptop on a plane on my way to Oregon. And it's like, it was very quick, very immediate, and I didn't really change the idea much at all from when I had the idea to when I just made that first sketch to this. There's a couple of houses that I drew in the sketch that aren't in this one. I changed which houses in St. Louis I use because then I was just kind of going from memory instead of looking at houses. But the concept is quick. And I like that very immediate process. So I am excited. Over the next couple of months, I'm going to be doing more jewelry making. So I have a jeweler's bench back there that I'm going to be jumping into in the next few months. And more just digital sketching and planning. Alright, not perfect, but it's alright. I'm gonna mix a mid-tone purple. I feel like it's too harsh of a transition from that light purple to the really dark. So I need some of this middle of the ground, middle of the road. Stuck my finger in a gourd. Alright, I think that's alright. Cool. On that note, I am going to take a break. So, let's see, I've been streaming for 2.5 hours.